Welcome to another episode of the Financial Advisory Podcast. Today's guest has a wonderful story, pretty cool transformation. So we're going to get into that. But once again, man, I'm just happy to be doing this. This shit's fun. I love it. Thanks for watching. I recently got some feedback from this online. A buddy of mine called me and he's like, hey, man, I just want you to know I love what you're doing. I appreciate that. There's some people talking shit. I set them straight. I fucking love what you're doing. Keep going. I'm like, that's pretty cool because, like, haters are going to hate. And if you don't have any haters, you're not doing nothing right. So for a little while, like, I wasn't getting enough haters. I was like, man, what the fuck's going on? But it's good to see the haters are still there. So my boy, he knows who he is. I'm not going to say any names, but he knows who he is. He called me. This was just yesterday, and it kind of lifted me up. So thanks. I appreciate that. But let's get into my first guest here. So Rodney, introduce yourself. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's an honor to be on here. My name is Rodney Lambert. I am 22 years of age. Been born and raised in Sterling, Colorado. I'm kind of new to the Fort Collins area. I've only been here for about a year.
Where were you from before that?
Sterling.
Okay.
Sterling, northeastern corner of Colorado.
Okay. That's quite a ways away. So now you're in civilization.
I know. Yeah. I miss the little farm town. There's a lot of people here from me.
I moved from Denver. I still call it Denver, and I don't live in Denver, but Denver area from Chicago. But again, in Chicago, I wasn't even in Chicago. I was in the farmland of that. And so, like, definitely understand, small town moving to a bigger town and then kind of back and forth. But so what do you like differently? There's got to be advantages, right?
Yeah, just being able to see more faces. That way not everybody knows you.
Yes.
Because I was too busy tired of seeing everybody the same place. Like, you'd feel like everybody was following you because everybody's going to the same place. Like, everybody knew everybody.
Yeah, it's a difference between, like, small town's nice, it's not too busy. Then people kind of tend to forget about the small town bullshit and the drama, right? Like, there's a lot of that goes on. It's very detrimental to growth and to people's success and all that shit. I think people, if you haven't lived in a small town, you don't know how bad that can be for somebody, right? So I think moving out of that small town and in Fort Collins, not a city by any means. It's a small, it's a big town.
But maybe. It's not nearly
as
big
it's
as
not
it
a
can
Denver or Chicago. It's like the next step down. It's great. But plenty of people in that town to be away from people if you want to be away from people. Or be around people, going to the gym and socializing. It's networking. It's big enough for that. So that's cool, man. I can relate to that. That's cool.
Exactly. And that's how it is too, is like drama. Like, everybody knows everybody's drama.
Yeah, fuck that.
Everybody knows exactly what you had for breakfast, lunch.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows exactly
who's
what's going
fucking
on in
who, who's not fucking who anymore. And that's Well, actually, I got a funny story about that. When I was 4th grade, so I was 9 years old, my mother remarried, and we moved from Berwyn, Illinois, which is one suburb outside of Chicago. It's very city. And we moved from Berwyn, Illinois, where there was 3 or 4 different 3rd grade classes in my school. So it was like, about 30 kids, so almost 100 3rd graders, okay? Moved to a small town called Lisbon, Illinois, and I was the 10th kid in that class. And I remember standing in the principal's office or in the office getting registered, and the secretary was like, oh, yeah, this is a nice little small school, and everybody knows everybody. And my mom pulls me and my little brother out of the hallway and goes, don't fucking say a word to anybody. No one needs to know our business. And I was just like, damn, dude, but very, very true to that. Small town, everybody knew everybody. And it's like, dude, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's like you
want to be able to turn it off sometimes,
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you make your friends with somebody, but like, now you're friends with their entire family.
Right.
And then you're friends with the other person's entire family, and you're just like, next thing you know everybody, their entire bloodline.
And like I said, there's good parts of that, right? And those are people that, you could probably call 2:00 in the morning and go bury a body, right? We all need friends like that. We all want friends that we can count on. And in those smaller towns, that's probably stronger, right? At the same time, I don't need them to know every fucking thing all the time. Like, you want to have some separation. You want to go home.
You want to have some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
So, be able to do you.
Right. So let's get into your background, man. I mean, you have an incredible weight loss journey. I follow you on social media. I think it's very inspirational for people because most people that are heavy, you can call them fat, whatever, overweight, obese, whatever you want to call them, it can be a mental thing they never get out of, right? And you did. So in a great way. I mean, you're in great shape now compared to where you were. So let's go into what was your day one like, man? What was that? Holy fuck, I've had enough. Was there a singular moment, or was it like a culmination of things?
It was actually like kind of a first morning reaction in a way. I woke up sophomore year of college, looked in my mirror, and I kind of realized that I overlooked death twice. and that I should be very grateful for,
Death
being here
twice.
today.
How? What happened there?
I had a major dirt bike accident when I was 17, like
Okay.
going into my senior year of high school.
Okay.
The summer before, I was just hanging out with some buddies. They wanted to go ride around the dirt bike track, and I asked if I could ride, and they're like, "Do you know how to ride?" And I was like, "Yeah.
Of course I do. Gas is on the
I've
right.
ridden how to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was 400+ pounds. Like,
Yeah.
of course, their helmets didn't fit, their gears didn't fit. So I just wore shorts, t-shirt, and a pair of sunglasses.
God damn.
Just riding on the track by myself because, like, in a small town, nobody else is really out there. Like, you know, you have a few people here and there. But I was riding on the outside of the track, having a fun time, kept getting cockier and cockier and going faster and faster. And I'd have to stand up over every bump or, I'd bottom out the suspension. So I just kept going, and I was picking up space. And I hit a bump. I was getting ready to hit a bump, and I forgot to stand up. And I bottomed out the suspension, and it threw me off.
Launches it, yeah.
I was going like probably easily around 50 and landed on my head about 50 yards or like 50 feet from, probably close to 100 feet from the bike itself.
Yeah.
On my head. So I had I couldn't see anything when I woke up. I was like, well, my sunglasses went in my eye. So I was like, oh, I'm blind. This is great.
Fuck.
I like fell back asleep and then woke up.
This is on the track or in the hospital?
On the track.
Okay.
So I woke up after I crashed because all I remember is like from me to the ground, like from like here to here, I was just like, all I remember saying is like, oh fuck, from here to here, and it was just out.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. And I woke up, couldn't see anything, so I fell back asleep, whatever, passed back out. Woke up and I like wiped my face, and I started to see a little blur. And I was like, what the fuck? So I wiped my face again. I could see, and I looked down. I was like probably in a 2 to 3 inch puddle of my blood from my face. And I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. So I, passed back out again. And then I wake. Next thing I remember is like, having everybody around me. I wanted to, go home and clean up because I couldn't get an ambulance out there. I was like, just take me home. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
I just want to go home, clean up. Took me to the ER, but my dad moved away when I was 15 for a job, take a better opportunity, and I wanted to stay back. I didn't want to go. So they couldn't get me to the ER because I wasn't 18. Nobody signed for me. I had no family there.
I've had a situation like that before, yeah.
And they were like, well, we can't get you in. Like, there's nothing we can do. And my dad's like, well, I'm 3 hours away. Like, just fucking let him in.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't do it. And
where was this at?
In Sterling.
Sterling, okay.
And then one of my
Fuck you,
friends
Sterling. Get him fixed.
I know, right?
Fuckers.
And then one of my friends' mom was just like, oh, he's my kid for the day. Like, fuck it. Just, get him in there, whatever. And she signed for me. And I remember getting thrown like a CT scan, like, arm over head, like 400 pounds, like couldn't move my arm or anything. Like they just shoved me in this little itty bitty CT scan. Like, I don't know how I fit.
Yeah.
And then I just wake up to, getting stabbed by a chest tube. And then that's about all I remember in there. But they were telling me that if I didn't make it within like 2 to 3 minutes of when I did, like I would have drowned in my own blood.
Jesus.
Because I had so much blood around my heart cavity. And my friends were like, yeah, when they stabbed you, all you heard was shh. And I was like a balloon popping.
I mean, here's the other thing too. Like people don't understand. Like I've ridden dirt bikes and they're not designed for 400-pound people.
No.
It's like, so that bike at every
it was only a little 250 too.
Right.
Like it wasn't a big bike.
Right. So like every lap around that track, you're cheating death because that thing's not designed. So okay, you have that moment like, holy fuck, my weight led to this, right? And then what actually got you into like taking action on that?
So like I, after having the liver disease and the dirt bike accident, I kind of looked at myself in the mirror, and I was just like, damn, like I'm still here. Like,
yeah,
I've cheated my way through life. High school, like I barely graduated because I was cheating. Like, I should have been dead. Like, I'm obviously here for a reason. So why am I like letting all of the excuses, get to me feeling my addiction of food and, being overweight when obviously, God wants me to be here for a reason because nobody should, have gone through all of those things and still be alive and have, functioning arms, legs, eyes, whatever, and not be paralyzed.
Yeah. So you started taking action. What was you start walking first? How'd you because you had to get to a spot where you had to have skin surgeries, right? Which I think you're proud of those because I see you're posting with those and you're like, it's cool. It's like badge of honor. I love that. But you had to lose a lot of weight first to even get to that part. So what was that like initial, and when you're 400 pounds, it's not easy to go to the gym, to do anything. Life is hard at 400 pounds. So how were you able to even like just start walking first? Were you like, what was
So
your
I,
first?
after I bought my gym membership, I started like doing tire flips just back and forth, and then
That's the first thing you
hitting
did
it
was
with
tire flips?
like tire flips and walking in the treadmill,
Okay.
and just hitting the tire with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy, just having fun. Like
That's a pretty intense. Like
yeah, just
flipping
having
tires
fun.
is
Yeah,
not what I would think the
well, it
first
was like
person.
a giant like tire, like
Yeah, yeah,
tractor tire.
Yeah.
I was just having fun,
Right.
doing
I guess at
whatever.
400 pounds probably didn't feel like much. And you're
No,
probably
it
like,
was
fuck It's like,
yeah, it
it's
wasn't
like a
bad
sumo
at
wrestler
all.
just fucking around. Like I get
Yeah.
that. Okay. All right.
And then over time COVID hit, so like shut everything down in the town. So I was like, all right, well I can't stop now, because I had people placing money bets on how fast I would give up.
That's awesome. That
So,
they're motivating you that way. Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And the thing is like I thought those people were in my circle, like those were people that I thought were actually my
No,
friends.
it's better. They weeded themselves out. They did. Yeah. And it helped you to know that they're not good people and gave you some motivation.
Yeah.
So drop them off
then-
a thank you card and say, fuck you. Thanks.
Exactly.
Thanks, though.
Yeah, so like I just continued to do cardio. I walked outside and
I had a buddy of mine that
Cold
was
ass winter.
very, I don't think he's quite 400 pounds, but he's very, very close to that, right? And I call him Big Dan, call him Danimal. Massive human being. And he did a very similar weight transformation that you did. And to this day, he's lean and ripped, and he's, but the first thing he said, I just started walking. I moved my feet more than I moved my mouth for the first time in my life. And he goes, and it worked. And now he's big in the gym, much like you are. And, it's crazy how simple it can be. And people, I don't think, understand how simple it can be and how rewarding it can be. I mean, tell me now that you're at this fitness level, it's completely different, but like there's probably check marks along the way. You're like, holy fuck, right? I mean, what was that like? The first time you saw yourself in the mirror differently?
First time I seen myself in the mirror differently, it took some time because I body shamed myself
Yeah.
for so many years. Like I don't think I really noticed a difference until I was like 70 pounds down. I was like, all right, maybe I do got this.
Okay.
The first month or two, I lost like 30, 40 pounds.
Yeah.
The next month after that, I lost 53 pounds in 1 month because I was just so dedicated and
Yeah.
wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And then, after I lost 75, then it was, 130. And I was
Damn.
like feeling good. I was like, fuck, I can keep going.
Okay.
Next thing you know, it's like 175. Another achievement. I was really happy with it. I was able to do an hour of cardio without stopping, just
That's
walking.
insane. Yeah.
And, just continued. And then I ended up having to have like a leg surgery. So I was like on crutches for about 8 months, and I didn't want to, end up getting overweight again. It's just
Yeah.
mental thing.
No, you don't want to lose that, all the hard work, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I simply just didn't eat as much as I did before, and I just did what I could in the gym. I'd hop around and like throw dumbbells across the gym to like
Just
where
going,
I needed
just
them.
driving to the gym
Was an
is
achievement.
an achievement, right? And people give up on that. People are like, oh, if I can't work out for an hour, I'm not even going to go. It's like, dude, just going is sometimes half the battle. Then you get there, okay, quick, I can find something to do. And you're on crutches, but you find something to do, and it keeps that habit forming. So then your crutches come off. Now you're still back in it, man.
Yeah, and like I have a couple videos of me just like doing a lot of machines, like with a huge case, like a huge cage with like metal rods through my leg.
Yeah.
And like the one thing that I tell everybody, it's like trying to start is like once you make the first step, like your life will never be the same.
Right. And I actually have a business partner of mine who's pretty heavy, and he's older in Arizona. And my goal is to get him down to a super healthy weight, because like him and I are coming into some real money. And I'm like, dude, you want to just like live for like 5 more years, or how about another 30 years? Like living longer. I think when people don't understand the true like life expectancy of somebody who's severely overweight versus not, it's massively different. And if you have a good amount of money, like why do you want to be fat and out of shape? Like enjoy your life. So, and for a young person, man, like, dude, as young as you are, like the rest of your life, and your life expectancy is so much longer being healthy, And I don't think people understand that. They just, education, they don't understand how big of a deal it is.
And that's the thing is too, is like I wasn't expected to live past 25. And
It's crazy.
now I
Was it
have
because of your weight, or was it
yeah,
other
just
things?
because of my weight and all of the diagnoses that I was was like high
Which are all
cholesterol,
weight
like-
related, right?
Yeah, all being heavy related. And
That's
then,
another thing too. I think people go to the doctor. Let's say they have high blood pressure, right? Or pick a weight related thing, and they'll get that treated, but they won't get the weight treated. It's like all that comes off and not everyone can do what you did. Let's not get that twisted. What you did was remarkable. Not everyone can do that, but they can do a little bit. They can take some weight off, and just everything gets better. Everything gets better when you're lighter.
yeah, you'd be amazed how better you'd feel if you lose 20 pounds.
Right, just 20 pounds. Which
20 pounds is it's a huge difference.
put on a 20-pound backpack and walk around for a day, and then take it off. Like, oh, What's up, guys? I know you're enjoying the podcast, but I want to pause this. I want to bring some attention to my sponsors, Tequila. I want to go over a few cool little facts with these guys. So they are from Las Vegas, and there's thousands of tequilas in the world. Telson is one out of only 40 tequila brands that owns their own distillery. So it's super unique. It's a big flex, right? It's really fucking cool. So based out of Las Vegas, super rad. Check them out. Use our discount code FINAD20, TelsonTequila.com. I feel like if I lost 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot, dude.
It is.
It's a lot of weight. So talk about like, like financially, like did your life improve financially once you lost this weight?
Yeah, it did, because I was able to do more without being so
much is tied
money
to our weight.
pinching, and
Yeah.
then because I was eating fast food 4 or 5 times a day.
Okay.
But I was also in college, working 3 jobs, 80 plus hours a week. I was an overnight CNA for 13 hours straight.
Okay.
I worked at farm feed and ranch store. I worked in fast food, and I had all 3 of those jobs where I was working 7 days a week. For 8 hours a day, even though I was still in school, if not 12 hours a day.
Okay.
So, but I was also eating so much that just destroyed everything I was making.
I gotcha.
So in my first year of college, like, I made $35,000 as a full-time student, but I think I only saved like 2,
right?
Because that's how much I ate in food.
Right. Well, that and like people look at you differently now, right? I mean, it's just the way it is. People look at different people differently when they're healthy and unhealthy. And you can call it fat, ugly, whatever. But there's a healthy version of somebody who's unhealthy. And when you're healthier, people look at you and treat you differently. And have you seen any difference in that when you got healthy?
Definitely, for sure. Is like the people that I thought were, around when I was overweight, despise me. They hate me. They want to, they want to kick my ass. They think I'm better than everybody else.
Were they also heavy and fat?
Yeah. No, I think it's more or less the fact is they don't have nobody to pick on anymore. They can't pick on me without standing up for myself. They know I could probably beat their ass.
Fuck them up, yeah.
They don't have. I was so emotional growing up because I had a rough trauma life growing up. They were there for me to pick on, and also stand up for me when people did it
suck,
to me.
Don't they? People
so
suck.
like
I'm in the people business, and I fucking hate people. I like my people.
Yeah.
I like helping people, but generally speaking, I mean, I'm kind of in the lane of most people suck. I hate that. But like what you're going through, or are going through or did go through, like it's not uncommon. It's very common. For me, and not to turn this about me, but like the success I've had since I've changed careers, or even since high school, like there's people out there right now that follow me on Instagram that guy was talking about. Like, oh yeah, this guy's talking shit, saying, oh man, Anthony's kind of bragging too much lately, or he's getting too different comments, right? But I'm doing better. Because I'm doing better,
because you're doing better than
I'm
them.
leaving them behind, and they're getting jealous and want to say, it's like, all right, dude, well, I'm trying to show everyone what I've done. And for you, like, you probably talk about fitness to everybody you can. Like, hey, man, this is what I did. If I did it, you can do it, right?
The thing is, too, is, like, everybody's always like, how'd you do it? Like, I have those people that I hate all the time. They're like, talk shit behind my back, and I hear about it, and then at the same time they'll DM me like, hey, how'd you do this? Or what kind of workouts do you do? What's some meals to eat?
The first thing I did was go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
That's what you do.
And the thing is too is like another thing, like anybody that even follows me, like that wants to do what I did, they're always like, I don't think I'll ever be able to do it. I'm like, I mean, if I can do it, you can do it better.
Not with that attitude, right? If you're telling me you can't do it before you even start, of course you can.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, and this is maybe some advice from an older person, when I switched careers, going from building power lines to financial advising, I had a pretty quick success. And I don't want to say it was easy, but I just looked past how hard it was and made it seem easy. I had other people ask me if they could do it, and they said, oh, fuck, if I could do it, you could do it. They made the transition, and it's not that easy, right? So don't cut yourself short. What you did is truly remarkable, and it's not that easy. And there's a reason so many people are still overweight, because to lose the amount of weight, to lose any amount of weight is difficult. To do what you did is really unheard of. So I know, like, when I say, if I can do it, you can do it, it comes from a place of humility, and you want to be humble, but you have to give yourself credit too.
Yeah.
What you did is not easy. It's unlikely anybody will ever do it, right? That's why when it does happen, it's so rare, and people want to have you on the podcast, right? It's not a very, it's not common, and it's hardly achievable. So, kudos to you for doing that. And what you can do is let people know it can be done. Just know that most people won't follow through.
Yeah.
They could do it physically, but like mentally, were they going to follow through? Are they going to not skip a gym? Are they going to go to the gym in a cast? Are they going to go to the gym during COVID? Are they going to get off? Like, are they going to just do the things it takes to do it? And likely not, but it can be done, sure. But just understand what you did is pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I have 2 more leg surgeries planned this year where I'll be down on crutches for another 6 to 8 months non weight bearing.
Damn.
I
what are
have
those from? Why are those coming?
just from genetics and deformity. Since I had my first one, my left hip is now an inch higher than my right hip.
Okay.
So it's creating a lot of upper curvature in my upper region of my leg, and also it's starting to bend my spine.
Okay.
So I have a lot of lower back pain anymore. So I just need to get taken
Was
care
any
of.
of this from weight? Early,
Yeah,
you think?
well, because like they had to fix the right one because or the left leg because I was 35 degrees off normal.
Okay.
So when they fixed that, they lengthened it. When they brought it back to normal, they lengthened it 1 inch longer than the right on accident. Like they didn't really mean to because you can't really tell when you're lengthening something. I was still growing; my growth plates weren't full.
Yeah, because you're young, right?
Yeah. So now my right leg is an inch shorter than my left. So now it's like bending my spine, so I look like I slouch all the time.
So now they're gonna lengthen the other one, or are they gonna shorten it back?
So they're gonna break my tibia and my fibula in my right leg. They're gonna fix the curvature that it has, with a bunch of hardware and screws and plates and everything else like that, and then straighten it out. So then it'll be normal again. When the 1 inch will be back to normal.
Yeah.
And then I should be fine.
And back to squatting again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I don't know.
Hell yeah.
They were telling me like if I don't get it taken care of, I'll have to apply for a metal knee before I'm 25.
Damn.
But I'm so young they'll turn me down, and then once the ligament kind of gets rubbed raw enough, like it'll create infection, and then it'll lead to amputation.
Jesus
So
Christ.
I just need to get it taken care of, and besides that, I have 3 trips planned this year where I'm going to be flying around. Just
What do you got going on? What's planned?
So I have some clients competing in a bodybuilding competition in September.
Fuck yeah, we're at
Houston.
Nice. Okay.
Texas.
Well, Houston, September. We had a guy on from Houston. I think we said it sucks there until about December. So
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah,
Bring some extra baby wipes. Give
I
me some.
know exactly. And then
That's cool though.
Gonna
Alright.
go to. I think we're going to California. I think I'm going to California for a client meeting,
Nice.
like a meetup, sometime in June, and then I think I have another one in August. I don't know.
Cool. Man.
They're not all set in stone besides the one in September, but I just
So you
know
say
that-
clients. Talk about what you do. What's your day job?
So I do online coaching and personal training. I mainly focus online, just so that way I have more time on my hands. But I specialize in weight loss coaching, helping people transform their life, and and besides just being an online coach, like for weight loss, like I'm their mentor.
Yeah.
I
You've done
help
it.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what it's like. I know the good days and bad days that come. I know how to get out of those ruts, and just creating a family for everybody to support each other.
Think about what you did and how far you came. Like people who want to lose 20 pounds typically may not be depressed with where their body's at. People who need to lose 200 pounds, they're probably going through some shit, right? So you being able to talk through that because you've been there is different than someone who is trying to get someone like me and Ace could probably lose 20 pounds, right? We can try and get ripped, right? That's a different focus and different mentality than it takes to do what you've done. So like, who better to do that than you? That's awesome.
And that's
not
the thing
very
is,
many people have done that.
yeah,
Going back to that, you're in a very niche market because a lot of coaches can claim this and that, but you fucking have done it. And how many people have? Not very many. So you.
And that's the thing is too is like a lot of these coaches, they say they're weight loss specialists, but they've lost like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
20 and 50 pounds. Like how the hell are
I've
you a
shit
weight loss
20 pounds
specialist?
once, I think. I should call it Guinness. I think I could shit 20 pounds.
Yeah,
so.
like how are you gonna
right.
say
And be there
you're-
for your client because, like I said, it's a mental. Some of those guys at that level, they're going through some mental shit, right? And most of them are. There's reasoning. They're as heavy as they are. It's not just I like McDonald's. No, it's deeper than that.
And that's the thing is too is like I don't even work with just people that are overweight. I've worked with people that have already done it and that are trying to finish the job
Yeah.
or trying to figure out now how to love their body after losing the weight.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part is being able to love yourself with a new appearance. Like I've changed my body once, twice, 3. I've changed my appearance 5 or 6 times now
Damn,
within 3 years. It's been
Yeah.
fucking rough.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll reference that on the. That's cool. And you throw a new haircut in there, goddamn, you're a whole different person.
Yeah,
Just disguised.
again, yeah, no.
You're like Christian Bale. Was it Christian Bale or who's it? Yeah, Christian Bale does extreme weight transformations in different movies and stuff, right? You're like Christian Bale, get all kinds of different shit. What we got here? Oh damn. How long ago was that?
That was 2017. No, 2021, I think, or 2022. But that's like before I had my skin surgeries. So that's one appearance. Then I had my leg surgery, so that was another appearance.
Yeah.
And then 2 skin surgeries.
That's awesome.
Then I had my face changed too. So
Look at you now. That's what a great business opportunity for you, man. I mean, obviously in college you weren't where you are now, but what made you think, hey, I should actually monetize this and help other people?
So believe it or not, I had no plan.
Okay.
I graduated with an associate of science, almost a bachelor's, and I wanted to do nursing.
Okay.
I was an overnight nurse. I loved it. I loved helping people because of my accident that I had.
Yeah.
Because they saved my life, and I
Mhm.
owe a lot of people that. And I
Sure.
know what it's like to, be in the bed, and I want
Right.
to be the person on the other side. So I had my leg surgery. Couldn't go to nursing school because of some beef that me and the advisor had.
Nice. I love hearing
They
about that shit. Do you whoop his ass?
No, it was her. But
Whoop her ass?
we all sat down
You
after
hire
she's.
some bitch here, $20, go beat her ass.
I know. That's the thing is, like, we all sat down for our board meeting. Like, hey, we accept you into the program, but like, what's your backup plan? It's like, fuck you mean backup
plan? Fuck you.
I've
Burn the
been-
ships, motherfucker. Look at my signs. Burn the ships. We ain't got no backup plan.
I was like, I work 3 jobs. Like, I've graduated. Like, I'm an overnight CNA. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you mean backup plan? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm made for this. And she's like, at the end of the meeting, I was like, well, what do you think? I was like, well, I'm going to take some time to think about it. I was like, no, I'm not going to be in your program if you don't want me to be in your program.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, time for a new plan. Had my leg surgery. I was like, got accepted to physical therapy school. I was
Okay.
like, all right, well, I love fitness.
Yeah.
I've had physical therapy a lot because of my surgery. Why not just combine both and help people in like athlete forms? So I was
Yeah.
like, thinking about maybe like being a like D1 physical therapist or something like that, like
Yeah.
professional physical therapist. Got accepted, and I just realized the other day I never went back to school.
Nice.
I just started making content when I was in college, and I think I had one video kind of blow up. It hit like 30-some million accounts overnight, and I had ESPN SportsCenter in my DMs, and then I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I want to keep going.
Kind of fucking neat.
And then
right?
I just never looked back.
Okay. And then, I mean, it was remarkable what you've done, and sometimes to fully understand and grasp like the gravity of that. Like, were people, once you like made your program available, were people flocking to you? Was it hard getting it going? Like, what's it like now? How many clients do you have?
Right now, I like to keep my clientele pretty small, so that way I can have that
One-on-one, right?
one-on-one
Yeah.
conversation. So like we have a group chat where we all talk every day, and we're personalized connections.
Okay.
Like this today, we all got up at 5 a.m, did cardio together. We all did
Nice.
45 minutes cardio.
Do you
Sometimes
guys do like Zoom or a FaceTime or just
we
like,
did
hey,
like a giant
check in?
FaceTime and
Oh,
like
no
a
shit.
chat and
Okay.
like pictures. It was 2 a.m. for one person,
God damn.
3 a.m. for one person, and 4 and 5 for others.
Mhm.
It's like we all got up at the ass crack of dawn and did cardio together.
That's cool.
And building personalized connections. And like when 2 of my clients compete in their bodybuilding competition,
You're about to go see them. Yeah.
yeah, everybody on the team is going to be out there. Like I plan
Nice.
on getting a giant Airbnb house where everybody can be there to support, because
Okay.
we've all made huge
Yeah.
connections with each other, and we're all friends and family now.
Sure.
Um,
I think I don't know if you've blown up to the point where you're happy or you're on the come up still, but I think wherever you are, you're just hitting the tip right now because of your story. And the more you get out there, the more people are going to understand what this is. And like, it's going to be massive, dude. I think it's going to be really, really fucking massive.
yeah, and
The right marketing and the right, like, branding behind you or whatever that looks like, man, I would say if you're looking to still grow, you have the nuts and bolts down. Like, work on the marketing and work on the networking part of it, and I think you're gonna blow up, dude. Like, go to events, push yourself out there, and I think that what you have to offer people is legit, and it's gonna nonstop, dude.
Yeah, and that's the thing is too. That's what I'm working on right now is being able to market myself better.
Mhm.
And the thing is too is like being able to do Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and then have 3 emails to go through.
OnlyFans, right?
I would no. See, I had several people tell me I should, and I was like, I can't.
Oh,
When I had my loose skin, they're like, dude, you should create an OnlyFans and like shake your skin around. People would go crazy
some
for that.
fucking weird people out there, yeah.
I know. I was like, you guys are fucking insane.
I mean, I would do it if I had some extra skin to play with and make some fucking money. Hit me up, I'll do it.
That's crazy, but like,
I'll make some personalized videos. Fuck, man.
and then
Gotta get your bag. That's the game. Get
Yeah.
your bag,
exactly. But yeah, right now I'm just really focusing on marketing myself better, finding a team. I want a team to help me. I want I'm trying to find a team that will take care. All I have to do is post and answer DMs. I want everybody else to take care of everything else.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, it takes time to find the right people that won't fuck you over.
It takes money too. Like, those people don't work for free,
No.
right? So you want to make sure people aren't going to gouge you. And if you want to have enough to go around before you get there. But I think what you're doing is great. And I think your plan is awesome, right? You have a good plan in place. You're onto something big. And I think it's just so fucking cool. I mean, like,
Thank you.
So let's talk about your skin surgeries, right? You got to a point where I've lost all this weight. The skin is hanging. Was there lots of options? Was there one option? Like, how did you find the right doctor? How did all that go down? Actually, I told that thought we had to do a cheers yet. We haven't done a fucking shot of tequila yet. You got me, forgot all about that. So back to this, my sponsor here, Telson. They're awesome. You're going to love this shit, dude. Even if you're not a tequila drinker, everyone's like, oh.
Is it pretty good?
Oh,
all right.
It's pretty fucking good. This is the Añejo, which is a little bit older and smoother, I think. What's up, guys? I'm sure you're enjoying the podcast. It's fucking awesome. I know. Okay. But let's talk about one of my sponsors, Alpine Moving Company. So we all know that moving sucks. Okay. Stop asking your buddies to fucking move you. It's always a problem. We know that. Be an adult. So use Alpine Moving Company. They know how to get the shit done. They offer residential and commercial moving. Also, they will move you anywhere within North America, anywhere in the lower 48, Canada, Mexico. And they're going to hook you up with 10% off. So discount code MOVE24. Make the right move. My favorite. I found this brand in Las Vegas with my buddy Kerry, and we fell in love with it. When it came time for this podcast, I hit him up, and he's like, asked if he'd sponsor, and he goes, fuck yeah, man. So shout out to Jake Telson. And the other guys here is my coffee, Livewire Caffeine Co. They're he's a lineman actually out of California.
So I've heard them. I've heard the brand before.
Which one?
The Livewire.
Yeah, they're he's a lineman. He's in California. He's does what I did. I met him at a convention, and I'm like, dude, I think I love that shit, right? So I hit him up, and so those two people are my first two sponsors. So
it's badass.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Now don't slam it. Just slip it. Sip it. Ace, you want one? You sure? It's good though. We think
it's good. I like it.
Good, right?
It's not bad at all. No, it's pretty smooth.
Fucking really good. All right, so anyhow, where were we? What were we talking about?
Marketing.
So,
but yeah, you know, those people don't work for free. Trying to find myself to build a team.
Yeah. Fucking train. This is my rent reducer going by. Keeps the rent low. We go out there and fire off gunshots every once in a while. Make sure people don't want to move here. Keep the rent real low.
It's fire.
How are we doing on time?
We're 30 minutes in.
Oh, nice.
3 o'clock.
Nice.
This will be cut out, Rodney.
Yeah, you're good.
Will it keep on doing that, or since it's rolled, we're good now?
It won't honk anymore, but it's still kind of loud.
You want to wait?
We'll wait a minute. It's still kind of loud. I was gonna make a dick joke, like how big did your dick grow after all that?
I don't give a fuck. You do what you
All
want.
right, I'll bring it up. It'd be funny.
You'd be amazed how many fucking comments I get by people that are overweight. Like, hey.
Something you should ask too is like some of the weirdest DMs you got.
Okay, there we go.
That'd be pretty funny to see. I know you know the answers to that, so hold your answer.
They're insane.
Capital monetize that shit. We rolling yet? We good? All right, so let's go into some funny questions you may have gotten. So like in your DMs, right? Like are there some weird people hitting you up? Are there some chicks that maybe in your past like, hey, you know, now I want to talk to you, like you lost the weight, or just some creeps out there like wanting to see your dick? Like what's that like? What's that like, man?
Oh,
It's probably some weird shit, huh?
yeah, I've seen some weird DMs, and it's.
Do you respond to them, or you just like laugh and ignore them? What do you do?
It depends how bad they are.
Or good, right? I mean,
I don't know if any have ever considered good. Probably one that is always a big one is, hey man, if I lose weight, you know, how long is my, you know, thing gonna grow?
Yeah.
Or,
what do you tell them? What's the answer? How many? I mean, I've heard like every 30 pounds is an inch. I mean, is that true? Like you must have grown like a fucking foot, you know? Like goddamn.
well, I mean, believe it or not, I mean I can attest. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Right
Okay.
around there. I mean, it's just crazy to think that like that's the first thing they respond. That's the first thing they ask. Like I've never seen a question from this person ever in DM.
The first
That's
thing
their first thing is, hey,
start with the dick.
yeah, like, hey, you know, if I lose like 30 pounds, will my dick get bigger? And I'm just like, what? Like, no, hey, you know, I'm so and so. Like,
Yeah. No
I'm
introduction.
overweight.
Straight to my
straight
dick.
to the point.
Yeah.
Straight to the point.
So what do you tell them? Like, hey, it's proportional. Like you're gonna lose some, you're gonna gain some. How's that work? Like, what do you
Yeah,
tell
I
them?
just tell them, just professional as possible as I can without, going too in depth. I, just be like,
Gotcha.
hey, what you're asking me, I can fully attest that you are correct. But just know that everybody's body is different.
That's fair. I wouldn't answer like that. I'm like, yeah, dude.
There's
it
sometimes
gets fucking long.
there's
It's a lot
sometimes
longer than you'd think.
there's sometimes I want to say some like out of pocket stuff, but
You
then I'm
should.
like,
Well,
all
you
right.
also you're in a different world. You have an online platform and you're using it professionally, and I get where you're at. I'll work vicariously through you. You know, that's what
There
I'd
was
say. I'd
one
say some
time-
out of pocket shit for sure.
There was one time I was in a random state. I don't even know where I was. I got Starbucks one day,
Mhm.
and this kid DM'd me. He's like, "Hey, were you at Starbucks today?" I was like, "Yeah, that
That's
was
fucking
me."
weird, but yeah.
And he's like, "Dude, like I think you're super attractive. Like, how much could I pay you to like, see your dick?" I was just like, "What?"
So what's the answer?
I blocked that dude so fast.
So wait, so you were in a random. You were traveling. He was already
Yes.
following you on Instagram.
No, I
Oh.
don't think he was following me.
Oh damn, he found you somehow then. Damn.
I think he's seen me and never followed me, and just like, "Hey,
Ah.
I think I know him." Like, typed him up. He goes, "That's
Ah.
him. I'm gonna ask."
Fucking that's funny. That's wild shit. Being a celebrity. So how many followers do you have now
Combined or
on
just,
Instagram?
Instagram's 185.
Okay.
TikTok's I'm like 20. I'm pushing half. I'm really close to 500,000.
Okay. So
YouTube
do you
70.
do you do any engagement stuff to grow the followers? Are they all like legit? Are they like fucking based in Bangladesh? Like, how does that work? Like, how do you know they're real people or not?
So I really don't use a lot of hashtags anymore because I want it to all come naturally. So at first, I know a lot of them aren't full, probably real people. But being able to see the engagement every once in a while, it kind of also depends on the algorithm on how well I do for certain posts and stuff. But my engagement, I think I'm like 40 to 50% of my followers are from the U.S. So it's just really good.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that means at least almost 100,000 of them are from here.
Yeah.
And then my demographics are pretty 50-50.
Do you get new clients from Instagram? Is that how? Yeah.
I get clients from Instagram, TikTok
Yeah.
videos, whatever.
That's awesome.
Even so, like whenever a brand reaches out to like repost my video, I'm like, go for it. But all I want is you to post my Instagram or like my handles in there.
Yeah.
Because that's just free marketing
Exactly.
from them.
So
I
are
don't
you
have
getting
to
to the
pay
spot
them.
where you got any like paid sponsors yet for anything, or is any companies reaching out to you that way yet?
Yeah, so I'm actually a salaried athlete for Alpha Lion. I work with them as a salaried athlete,
Hell
so
yeah.
I get like a salary base and then commission,
Fuck yeah.
and then I work commission with Gymshark, and
Nice.
then
I think you should definitely talking about that, like hiring a PR lady. I shouldn't say lady, a person,
Yeah.
probably a lady, to like seek out and deals for you.
and see, I have a
Yeah.
manager that does that.
Okay.
I just want to make it bigger
Okay.
because like she manages other people too.
Yeah, I knew it was a she. I wasn't far off.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
no,
wasn't-
and it's
yeah.
just like
They're good at it. Women are really good managers, I think.
believe it or not, they are, and
They're
they keep
fucking
your
sharks.
ass in line.
They are sharks. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
And
working with a
it's-
client right now on a different deal, a different type of deal. And he has a female assistant who's like a shark, like, over his shoulder looking at everything. And I'm just like, hell yeah, I need someone like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But they're just different. Like men look at different things and care about certain things. And then women look at different other things and they care about, but it's all important. So to have a female as a manager sometimes I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's definitely a good thing to have. I don't think I would have landed a lot of the deals I have. But even if we don't get a paid sponsorship or a paid like contract or whatever, like the amount of stuff I get shipped to my house every week, I'm
That's
just like,
cool.
well, what is this? Like,
What about like, was there any kind of food you were eating to help you like go to them and like maybe like for Jared it was Subway, right? He lost all the weight eating Subway and he got this massive sponsorship deal. Then he started fucking kids, so don't do that. But I mean, before he started fucking kids, he was making a lot of money with Subway sponsorship. Maybe there's a brand out there that you could partner with that.
I actually didn't.
Don't say that. Say it was fucking Chipotle or something.
I
Man.
know.
Like,
I
you
gotta
know what I'm
find
saying? Like,
something.
Find something. Hey,
Yeah.
and make a bunch of videos and document. Oh, this is what I ate. I only ate a steak burrito bowl from Chipotle every day for a year. Then I went to chicken, and then motherfucker sends you a check every month. You'd be like a Rodney for Chipotle.
That'd be
I
insane.
want 10%. That's a good idea,
I've never thought of that, but
dude. So Jared did it with Subway. It was, I think he had a similar transformation. I mean, he shows his. I don't know if you remember. You're younger than I am, but like, you remember Jared from Subway?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it was a big. He held up his pants that were fucking this big, and
Yeah.
it was a big deal, and he made a lot of money for that. And he was the face of Subway for 20 years. It seems like you have that type of transformation story. Like you have the 1 in a 10 million story. Like I think you should find a food brand that and go with it. Arby's, make it McDonald's. I don't give something that's plausible. But dude, there's somebody out there that will pay you.
Oh
To
yeah.
market that.
That's the thing too. Is like it's all
Get your
about
manager on
timing.
that. I'll be your manager. I'm good at this shit. I'm good at unsolicited advice.
I love it. I love it. No filter.
That too, the tequila filter. So what's your plan like going forward? We kind of been talking about this anyway, but look at my outline. Ace is good at keeping me on track, so he's like, dude, this is kind of the formula what you've already been doing, so let's just stick to that. And so it's been kind of good. But your future plans, right? Like, do you see yourself being a influencer / online coach forever, or is it like a stepping stone to something else? Like, what do you want to get into?
So I plan on continuing social media and coaching.
Mm-hmm.
For quite some time. I definitely want to take a little step back and not make it so much full time.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that.
Because it's not toxic, it's taxing.
Yes.
Waking up and having nothing but content on your mind 24/7, sleeping 4 or 5 hours a day, not taking care of your body the way you should, it really
hard.
does.
Yeah, it's harder than I think people think, oh, you're an influencer, must be nice. It's like, man, unless you're like a blonde with really big tits and it's all you do is post photos, like it's not that easy.
The amount of comments,
and even for those girls, it ain't that easy.
Yeah, like the amount of comments or like the amount of things people tell me are like, oh, dude, like I wish I had your job. Like all you do is sit there and post on Instagram. Why don't you go have a fucking real big boy job and work a 9 to 5, like outside in the heat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I don't think you guys understand the mental capacity it takes to do what I do. I think you guys would fold so fast.
And I've done both now, right? So I know what a hard day's work is physically and mentally, and I'd almost take the hard because the physical labor for the day, that's easy. I've done it. You go home, drink a beer, and you're done.
Yeah.
Or you go to the gym and like it's off. Here, I don't ever.
You never shut your brain off.
No, I don't.
Your brain never shuts off.
Entrepreneurs in general, there's no off days. There's no weekends. There's fuckery time, and there's pros to it. That's why we're doing it. But there's not an off time. There's not a, all right, check it out, punching the clock, and I'm done. No, man, you want that? You go work in a factory. You don't get that out here.
And that's like why, sometimes I work till 8 or 9 o'clock, and then I have 2-3 hours to just do whatever I want. And then I go to bed and I wake up at 5 or 6 and do it all over again.
Yeah.
And even when I'm traveling to like hang out with my sister in Nebraska or, traveling across the country for something else or, a little vacation somewhere else, like I'm always still working.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't stop.
Yeah. That's cool. What is your, what's your training routine like? Does it change as you've gotten healthier?
Yeah, I used to, do nothing but cardio.
Okay.
But now my main focus is, weightlifting, filling in my frame more and more. So I, starting to find the mental capacity and figure out what I need to change mentally to know that eating food is okay.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because obviously you struggled with that before. Had to do a hard 180 to get off of that. Now it's like, hey, there's a balance here that works. We got to find it.
Yeah, and so like once I lost the weight, like I created another eating disorder where I didn't want to eat anything. It's like now I'm trying to get out of that where, I can't even eat 2,500 calories without being like, dude, I don't want to eat anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just got to be able to find that happy medium. But besides that, I mean, like, other than that, future term goals, like now I'm like, I have my own like brand name, like LLC, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to be an influencer or whatever forever. Like I want to be a CEO of something.
Well, like it or not, you're influencing people. It's a good thing. It's a positive thing. I know what you mean by influencer. There's a stigma with that, right? Same with sales. I don't want to be in sales, but sales is a lot. I don't want to be an influencer, but I'm an influencer, right? Like, it's not all bad.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is changing lives, and it's good. I think it's great.
I still think
find a way to get a healthy relationship with that, and then also grow with that, and then be the CEO of Rodney, and make that the program, and then you have people below you. There's ways to scale what you're doing.
That's the thing is too is like, I do social media and everything full time, but also I want to make something that people need. Like maybe
Well, they do for sure. They need this.
Yeah, like maybe like a compression shirt that makes you look smaller, or something that hides your loose skin, or,
struggles you've had,
Yeah.
and remedies for those struggles. Yeah.
and they figure out how to get away from those struggles because it's not easy.
Yeah.
And, that's one thing that I want to do is like, I want to invent something. I want to be somebody that makes something that nobody's ever thought of or made anything close
You have
to.
a unique perspective, right? You went through a unique transformation. And again, it's been done before, but not to your level, and everything's unique to what you've done. So I think you have a unique perspective. So yeah, I think absolutely you should find something that fits that, right? Because someone needs something that you've went through, and you'll make it easier for the next person and for doing it. So I think, I don't know. Anything else? Any last words you want to say to the people? Like maybe words of encouragement to someone out there might be struggling with weight?
Anybody out there that's like kind of struggling with losing weight, like I said earlier, like once you make that first step, like your life will never be the same. Like you'd be amazed on what difference you would make on yourself mentally by just getting a gym membership, saying that you have one now, understanding that you have the capability of doing it. All you need to do is do it.
Okay.
And then also what you need to understand is like, it's not going to be easy. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. The days you push through those bad days are going to turn you out to be good for the long term. And also, no one's going to hold your hand. Like, if you want to fucking do it, you're going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a sprint. Like, it's supposed to be a walk. Like, it's supposed to take a decent amount of time. But as you're, like, focusing on yourself and realizing, like, you're doing it, think about the mental clarity and like the mental battles that you're overcoming, and you're turning yourself around not only physically but mentally as well for your longevity of your future, because you're learning new things about yourself and also about the people around you. Because I had, like I said, people placing bet on how fast I would quit. I learned out who was really in my circle, how to love myself without having anybody else there, what it's like to grow up with not having any like friends or family around, and understanding that I should be dead.
I think the biggest takeaway is it's not just physical or vanity reasons. It's so much deeper than that. It's emotional and it's mental. All the gains you get from working out are not just physical, right? And people don't understand that. I don't want to work out and get too bulky, or I don't need to lose that. It's like, no, man, it's so much deeper than that. The mental clarity you see from being healthy is massive. And I think people don't look at it that way when they don't know. But now that you know, you can spread the word and you get that out there. That's awesome.
Exactly.
I think this is motivational for me. I've been following you on social media for a while now. It motivates me. I've never struggled with weight to the level that maybe other people have, but I do, and it's motivating to see like, oh, this guy fucking killed it, right? Who am I to feel sorry for myself, right? So you're having an impact on people that you never even met before. So I think it's awesome. Keep doing what you're doing, and I can't wait to see how far you go with this.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming,
It does
man.
mean a lot. Yeah. I was excited to be on here and happy to kind of share a little bit more about what I do.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Of course.